Here's today's In Touch devotion.
Today's abridged scripture reading is from Exodus chapter 14, where we find the Israelites on their journey from Egypt, having been released from captivity. God has instructed Moses to camp by the sea and told him that once Pharaoh has a change of heart regarding the decision to release the Israelites, God would harden the king's heart, and as Pharaoh and all his army, chariots, horses, and horsemen chased the Israelites, God would be honored, and they would know that He is the Lord. When the Israelites saw that they were pinned between the sea and the advancing army, they cried out and blamed Moses. Verse 13. But Moses said to the people, "Do not fear. Stand by and see the salvation of the Lord, which He will perform for you today. For the Egyptians, whom you have seen today, you will never see them again, ever. The Lord will fight for you while you keep silent." We then read that God, through Moses' obedience, divided the sea, reminding Moses that the Egyptians would know that God is the Lord. The Israelites crossed to the other side on dry ground between two walls of water, and the Egyptians began their pursuit. But God brought confusion to the army and caused their chariots to malfunction, such that, in verse 25, the Egyptians each said, "Let me flee from Israel, for the Lord is fighting for them against the Egyptians." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Reach out with your hand over the sea, so that the waters may come back over the Egyptians, over their chariots and their horsemen." So Moses reached out with his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its normal state at daybreak, while the Egyptians were fleeing right into it. Then the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, Pharaoh's entire army that had gone into the sea after them. Not even one of them remained. But the sons of Israel walked on dry land through the midst of the sea, and the waters were like a wall to them on their right and on their left. So the Lord saved Israel that day from the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore. When Israel saw the great power which the Lord had used against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord, and they believed in the Lord and in His servant Moses.
We may not like to hear that living by faith guarantees hardship, but it's true. When those of us who are believers choose to obey God, we will at times suffer and have to make painful sacrifices, like Moses in today's scripture passage. Growing up in Pharaoh's palace, Moses must have known that carrying out God's command to free his people was humanly impossible. The prideful Egyptian ruler relied on Hebrew slave labor to build his storage cities. Nevertheless, Moses did what the Lord said to do, and the slaves' release was just the beginning. Moses then spent 40 years leading this errant people, interceding for them when they disobeyed God and calling upon the Lord when they faced trouble. Moses' life may have been marked by challenge and sacrifice, but more importantly, it was shaped by an intimate relationship with God. When a new obstacle would arise, Moses turned first to God for guidance and provision. His hardships challenged his trust in himself and strengthened his faith in the Lord. This is also true for believers today, and Scripture teaches that our trials also produce deeper intimacy with the Lord. When we accept that hardship is a part of the Christian life and choose to lean on God,